Shall we head to my favorite planet in the galaxy? The planet of good vibes. 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 A legend is in the building. And we got a hell of a show ahead of us. So, without further ado, we shall blast off into the galaxy of good vibes in approximately 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Top of the morning, folks. Good afternoon and good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Hamm Planet Podcast. I'm your host, Peter Hamm, and we got an absolute epic show ahead of us. Fired up to the max for it, and I know it's going to be a treat for all of y'all out there. If you're new to the show, if you're new to the Hamm Planet Podcast, first and foremost, great to have you here. This podcast is all about good vibes, great people, and glorious stories. So get comfy, go grab a scotch, and get ready to have a good time because we've got a phenomenal guest tonight, and he's been a extremely special person, extremely impactful man and leader to me, and I'm just honored to have him among us tonight. He is one of the wisest men to ever walk the face of this earth. He is an exceptional rugby coach, a rugby veteran. Guy knows the ins and outs of the game in every single way, shape, and form. And he's a clinical psychologist, so he can read your mind while you're listening to the podcast. And he is the head coach of the Culver rugby team, the Culver Military Academy rugby team, best damn high school in America. And he's just one of those men who has shaped and molded me into who I am today. Coach Darrell Knowlton. Coach, how we doing?
Good, bro. I was thinking 12 years is when I met you.
Holy shit.
12 years ago, bro. 12 years ago, Pete. Was my first encounter with Pete Hamm. For legal purposes, I'm a licensed clinical social worker.
Yep.
Similar to a psychologist, but we get shit done. So
absolutely.
Social work done. But so I've been at Culver now. This is my 16th year coaching. One of the things I wrote down when you were doing the freaking amazing pump up intro was, I wish I was a better coach when you were here. Like, remember the days like we just showed up and played rugby, and I played and got smashed, and that's what we did. And I didn't really know a lot about coaching. I wish now I could take a couple of you guys, like everything I've learned over 16 years coaching and the last 7 years at the national, international level, and then pass that knowledge on to you guys. That would have been amazing to watch you guys. But I think we did exactly what you needed, because we mostly did what you wanted, which was just lift.
We lifted a shitload.
We lifted a lot.
We had a big team.
Yes.
Like,
big team.
I think about that roster, that starting 15 we had.
Yeah.
My junior year when we went to state finals. Yeah. Bunch of athletes, but bunch of meat wagons as well.
No, we did the Friday fun day where we would go lift and then go eat and then go back and lift another lift.
Yep.
For like months on end.
God damn it. What a life.
It's always like 10 o'clock. Yeah, I want to lift. Okay, let's go lift. Some bitches. So, yeah, I mean, that's all the gray. Like, This patch is like that your class right here. That's
Yep.
that's yours.
That's 9:45 p.m.
Right.
Looking at me and Joe Whippo screaming at each other, slapping each other.
My girlfriend just broke up with me. I gotta go bench.
It was the only plausible solution. Honestly, it still is.
Correct. It's weights don't care about your feelings.
400 pounds is 400 fucking pounds.
Correct.
That's
better to lift it pissed.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Miss those good old days in the weight room, Coach.
Yeah.
Coach, so first and foremost, I love the insight that I gained from the questionnaire. And
it's pretty diverse, isn't it?
It's one of the most diverse ones I've ever received and one of my favorites. Yeah. And I always love this question. That's why I put it at the top. If there's a documentary about your life, what would it be titled? Do No Harm. I fucking love it.
But do no harm, there'd be a lot of killing in it.
Oh yeah. I expected that.
Lots of bad men would die. So like, do no harm. Like, don't get sucked in by me being all, I'll talk about your feelings. No, like, do no harm means don't allow harm to be done. Which is why when I was coaching, if there was a dust up, I expected you guys to handle it. Like,
absolutely.
Like, don't let someone beat up your teammate. Go to war. Do no harm. Don't allow harm to come to your teammate or your wife or your child or your friends, or your family, or your coworkers. So that's what it would be. So,
well, the like got your back, brother mentality.
Yeah. Yep.
I gotta say, Coach, you definitely instilled that in me. And it's still
school a couple times too.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Fix some things for you.
I appreciate it, Coach. Sandy does too.
Grammy does. I did it for Grammy and Sandy. So yeah, that's why.
Grammy, Sandy, and all the chicken fried steak.
Correct. I could eat.
Maybe we got to get Grammy up to Culver again. She would love.
No.
She loves. She loves cooking chicken fried steak for you, Coach.
I know. Knowltons need to come down to Dallas. It's easier for us to go there than it is for you to come here. So
yeah,
I think we're gonna try to get out in March and get down to you. So,
Coach, door's always open.
I know.
You always got a reservation, even if you don't.
Even if you don't.
Always, Coach.
All right. What's next? Do no harm.
Next question. All right.
You never, you gotta doing this podcast with a therapist is gonna be a little bit for you. So
I was thinking about that before it. I'm like, damn, Coach Knowlton is always the one who's getting the answers, getting the solutions. And
but you gotta get the answers now, Pete. It's all on you.
Yep. All right, Coach. So this question I'm excited to dive into, but I know you, ever since I met you, you've been a proud dad. And now fast forward my life, I've been a proud dad for 3 years. Gonna be 4 years on May 1st.
Yep.
So, Coach, what's your best advice you can give a young brother on being a good dad?
Well, you gotta, daughters are different than boys. Boys don't need parented. They don't need coddled. They need trained.
Yes.
Like animals, right? Um, girls, on the other hand, I mean, I think your job as a dad is to make sure they always feel safe. I mean, that's the job of any parent, like make your child feel safe. But I think with a dad and daughter relationship, like that's do no harm, like no harm allowed. That's it. And that means physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, like your job is to be there for the next, 16 years as you develop them from child to adolescent to teenager to young adult. That's your job. I think the biggest thing I could give you would be, and I'm sure with your listening audience, is like once your kids like start turning around 18, you got to go from parent to, like just like when with you guys on the team, like by the time you were seniors, what did I really do? Not much.
You said, hey, you guys know the mission. I've taught you. Right. I've trained you.
Yeah. And so it's that
time to shine.
Right. And, and it's just like, parenthood's like, we walk in front of our kids and we walk alongside them, and then they walk in front of us. And then eventually we just stop walking and they walk forward. And that's kind of, I'm a big metaphor, concrete, like look at yourself in that's my biggest, would be one of my suggestions to a young dad of a daughter.
It
do no wrong.
Do no wrong, do no harm.
Right.
And ensure the security is strong.
Correct.
I actually was so Coach, we were driving back from Killeen, which she lives with her mom in Killeen. Right. And it's about a 3-hour drive. Killeen's over by San Antonio, or it's by Austin. And she's learning words. She's starting to, brain's starting to fire on multiple cylinders.
Yep.
And I was explaining to her like what safety meant, like the definition of it. Mm-hmm. And I was like, safety means like that you're okay, everything's okay, and that nothing bad can happen to you.
Right.
He's like, okay. And I'm like, so when daddy's with you, you are safe because no one is going to mess with you. No one is going to put you in harm's way. And it was kind of crazy, just kind of like breaking it down to her. It was a beautiful thing, honestly.
Yeah, that's great. I mean, my conversation with Colin in a story about safety is, if you leave my hand, someone will take you.
Yep.
And they will murder your dog. Because he didn't understand that. Like, he just thought like, they're going to take my dog. I'm like, yes, if you wander away from me, they're going to also take your dog, but you'll never see your dog again.
Yep.
Guess what? Never lost that little son bitch wandering around for as many years as he did. So I figured if I screwed him up mentally at some point in time, I could help him with it. So I didn't.
You reel him back in.
Yeah, reel it back in.
All right, I got to use the dog thing. I'm putting that down on my notes. That's good shit, Coach.
Boys need trained like dogs.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do. All right, Coach. So I was diving into Warrior Poet Society. I always like learning about like what people's favorite YouTube channels are, and I am obsessed with tactical shit and tactical everything. Honestly, I wear a tactical fanny pack everywhere.
Yep.
Got my tactical pin, tactical headlamp, tactical backpack.
Yep.
Got all my shit squared away. Tell me about Warrior Poet Society. I got to watch like one of their videos for a little bit. They're smoking cigars, talking about.
Yeah. I mean, for me, it's about the cognitive part of everything.
Yeah.
So like the why. the why, whether it's rugby or my own training or working with kids, there's always a why, and that's that progression. I think he looks a little bit farther behind the why, and the why is always cognitive. It's about, your emotional state. And I got a little exposure to that when I was in college as an undergrad. We had one of those first simulators in our criminal justice school, in Missouri. And I go out and I'm guarding a virtual dude, and I got a partner, and I got simulations. I got sims in my sidearm, and all of a sudden bad guys start popping off. And I was only supposed to use 3 rounds. The next thing I know is I hit the first guy, double tapped him, boom, boom. And then the next thing I know, I shot my partner, shot myself in the foot, unloaded the clip.
Not the first bastard, though.
Yeah, that was the thing. He's like, the instructor was like, and he's trained, and he was like, I've never seen, that was fast. That was super fast. But then you lost your brain, and your brain disconnected from your body, and then you made bad decisions. So that showed me that emotion matters, and that the ability to control it. And as a person, you go through different stages where sometimes you just can't control that shit. And whatever that rage is, or whatever that issue is, that hate, that anger, that sadness just takes over, and you stop trying to figure out the why, and you just do harm.
Right.
And you do things that you're not, it's not indicative of your character. It's not who you are as a man or a father or a husband, or a friend. And you stop trying to figure out that why. And I think he does a good job. Plus, he doesn't bullshit around. He is a legit special operations guy. But he out of a lot of guys goes into the more, and again, he's tapping into those individuals like us that didn't serve our country militarily. And that it's the same reason why at 49, I'm still slapping hands and sparring with dudes that I'm old enough to be their dad.
Yep.
And we're starting to see guys that I'm old enough to be could technically be their grandfather. 14-year-old comes in. Yeah, I'm old enough to be that kid's grandfather.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Do math. Yeah. And then they find out that no, you're a different dude. About a month and a half ago, I was rolling, and I hadn't been there in a while. I maybe missed a month, and my beard was super long, and just it was. I looked like my phone stopped recognizing me. So I was like, I got to get this shit cut. So I slap hand. I look more like a biker than I do, a social worker that takes care of kids at a college prep boarding school and has a soft side. So slap hands, and he's a cop on a unit. And I just absolutely destroy him. He's like, dude, what undercover unit are you with? And I'm like, bro, I'm a licensed clinical social worker. I do therapy and coach kids for a living. He's like, you sure? I'm like, yeah, I'm pretty sure. I've never heard of an undercover therapist. So it's just, I think that's the cool thing, is being able to put yourself in uncomfortable situations in a variety of spaces, because that's what keeps you moving forward and progressing and learning as a human being. I think he does a good job of that. Demolition Ranch, because who does not want to see a whole bunch of shit get blown up? And then
just about everyone I know. Right.
And then SRK, he's huge. And then SRK Cycle, his stories on how he gets bikes and his journey to be an independent businessman. I just, I'm in that midlife crisis where it's either I'm gonna purchase a new Pew Pew or motorcycle, and purchasing a 2A apparatus of, a 2A tool allows me, it's actually safer to purchase that than it is to purchase a motorcycle. Because I can't. Yeah. So, and my insurance agent won't insure me because he's also my jiu-jitsu coach. So he's like, I'm not insuring you for a motorcycle, because he's also my State Farm agent.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. So
like, would a Harley be way less insurance, hypothetically?
no, it's not about. It's one's about the CC. Two, it's a joke. Like he's a State Farm, and I have all my stuff. Like all this, I have a lot of stuff with him. If I said, "Hey, Bruce, I'm gonna buy a motorcycle," he's gonna be like, "I thought we talked about this." And then mysteriously in the next roll, I end up tearing a hammy and I can't ride it. So that's what I'm saying. Like, he doesn't want me to get a motorcycle because I shouldn't have a motorcycle. You know, I'm still a solo parent to Colin, and I got stuff I got to do. And so I just rather go out and shoot big guns, long ranges, and enjoy that hobby to the fullest.
Yeah.
So
people out there need to know that a crazy ass fast motorcycle is probably way more dangerous than getting a firearm, as long as you know how to use it and you're using it for defense and hobby purposes.
I mean, going out and shooting on a range is extremely therapeutic for me. Like it brings my anxiety down. Like it centers me, and plus I'm pretty good at it. So it's always good to do stuff that you're good at.
Oh yeah. Feels good.
And then I'll be like, all right, well, 250 was fine. Let's go 300 and 350 and then let's work on, so again, no different than rugby or no different than therapy or parenting. Like, oh, they're at this point, great. Well, you sat around here too long. Let's go do this. Oh, that didn't work. Okay. And then that's progression. And that's what I like about life.
Fucking right there with you, Coach. It's the good shit in life.
It's the good shit.
It's gotta have the good shit.
Gotta have the good shit.
Coach, so what year are you on for coaching Culver now?
16th.
Damn.
I know. 16th year, and the last year's been the easiest and one of the hardest because like we didn't have a season last year. Didn't have a college season. I've been coaching college for the last 4 years at Bethel, which it made me a better Christian man, a better father, a better friend, a better coach. Like coaching in a Christian centered focused school did a lot of good for me when I needed it. So a parent that parents, I love parents, and I just treated those parents the same as I did in high school. Like, like you're traveling with us and we'll get hotel rooms and yes, provide us food. And, I want you to take care of these boys, like shepherd these boys. And so I had a mom and dad that kind of mentored me in learning how to be more connected to God and spiritual. So it was good. It's what I needed at the right time. So, yep.
Before that, Coach, weren't you didn't have a specified, or you weren't like into it, right?
No, I wasn't into it. And one of the questions that you asked, like ask me some of the questions that you did, and I give them the answer and it punches them in the face because they weren't ready for it.
Yep.
You're right. When I started coming down when it was just a club and I was just traveling 2 or 3 hours a day to come coach a freaking Yahoos for free.
We appreciated it, Coach.
Yeah. So here's the deal, like with spiritual growth and development, totally into the Catholic faith with my wife at the time, Colin's Baptist, the whole 9 yards. And then my daughter in 1999 dies at birth and at 9 months. So she was a full baby. And then 6 months after that, my grandparent passed away. And then Colin was born and almost died. And then my other grandparent passes away, and then my dad passes away. And when I went to see my dad in the ER, I came back out of the ER, and there was a church in front of the hospital, and I picked up a rock and I chucked it through the back window of the church, and I said, I'll make you a deal. You stay out of my house, I'll stay out of yours. We'll meet at some other time in the future. And that was pretty much it. And so, but you also got to realize that being a good social worker, I have to be neutral in everything I do. I have to give the resemblance of neutrality and no judgment. And it doesn't matter what you believe in or who you are, or my job is to meet you where you're at, not for me to take you someplace where I think you need to be. And I'm ethically, that's one of the nice things about having ethics that you have to externally prescribe to, is you don't have much choice. So when it's easier to do something else, your ethics brings you back and you're like, yep, no, I got to do the right thing. So going up to Bethel for the last 4 years, unfortunately, they've cut the program.
Yep.
So
wait,
notify the guys.
They've cut the program?
Yeah, the program's been cut. Press releases will be out probably the next week. So we've notified the players, notified our stakeholders. It sucks. I'm selling equipment off. So the school can make some money off the equipment that the school bought 6 years ago. So it's sad for some of the guys. Some of the guys got a raw deal, but I didn't recruit kids to come to Bethel to play rugby. Like, go to another school. You want a Christian, you want a faith-based school, then come to Bethel and play some decent rugby. And for the 4 years that I coached, we were nationally ranked and won a national championship. And, so the kids were great. I mean, the young men were great. But with COVID and there's just a dip, and
it's take a hard hit on the rugby world.
Oh, I mean, yeah.
Because we had a lot of momentum going into it.
Yeah. I mean, it was good. The problem that that tsunami that the rest of the public got hit with, like in March, April. Yeah. We started that process in end of January, beginning of February. So I have notes in my notebook. We were talking about COVID and all the things back in the last Thursday of January. And so, yeah, it was difficult. So, but the school's standing by the kids' scholarships, and so live and learn. So, and one door closes, another one will open. So
it always does, Coach. It always does.
Yeah.
Even when
so that was kind of
usually when you expect it the least.
Correct. When you're not looking for it, it just punches you.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Coach, I love that phrase you said. You got to externally prescribe to your ethics.
Yep.
Is that on Wikipedia? Are you coined? Is that Coach Knowlton trademark?
Oh, you mean is that one of my coachisms? Like, we don't apologize for shit. I don't want your comment. I want your compliance. Like,
I know
which
those.
one is. No, I mean, those ethics. It's easy to have if you have external ethics. Like, we've all got our internal morals and our, like, what's the difference between right or wrong. But when you are messing with another human being, right? So I'm messing with you guys. Or this manipulation, like if you're putting trust in me to help you through that rough journey or get to the next level or whatever it is, then I have to have external ethics to remind me that when my internal stuff gets a little bit lost and I get focused on the wrong things, like, the year that your junior year, we were all about performance.
Oh yeah.
It was like, beating teams by 50, 60, freaking slitting. Like, it was dirty, right?
Oh, yeah.
But when it came down to the final and we lost by 3, it really was about.
Got fucked over.
It was, yeah, we got, but yeah,
I'm still pissed about it.
Yeah, but here's the deal though. Like, I lost sight of the process. Like, our process had been replaced with performance, and we lost some of our identity and culture. And I didn't really realize it until the next year when I was in the weight room and Mr. and Mrs. Buxton came in and said, "Hey, you did a really good job last year with rugby, but you need to stop trying to be something you're not." And I said, "What's that?" He's like, "You're a good coach, but you lost sight of why we wanted you to be here. And it wasn't to have the number one team or the number one team in the country. It was to have the whole you, not just a piece of you." As this dude, Mr. B's like freaking doing freaking pull-ups, and as he's talking to me, not even breaking a sweat, and he's freaking mid-60s. And I'm like, what? And Pam's always gracious. And I was like, and Pam's like, "You understand what I'm saying now, right?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And then that was it. And then when your senior year, the process changed a little bit because we got too focused on just being nasty. We forgot how to think a little bit.
I mean, in my opinion, Coach, I thought we were definitely savage, but I felt like we were thinking that definitely my senior year. There was more of, or the savage. I don't know. Mine was 100% until graduation.
Correct. Yeah, but that's how you just
in the field. Yeah, in the field and in the weight room.
Yeah.
But Mr. and Mrs. Buxton are so great.
Yeah, big supporters. They're the only. Mr. Bucks is the only reason why I'm here.
Are they the only reason retired now?
Yeah, they're retired. I mean, he does some consulting for the school from time to time, but yeah, I mean, when those 2004 kids, seniors, started the program, it was because of him. It wasn't because athletics, because athletics had voted us down twice to be a sport. So,
yeah,
give a bunch of guys the ability to do their own thing, and shit, they do their own thing, and then it works out. And freaking, I've been here 16. The club's been here 19. So yeah, it's exciting time. So I'm gonna hope to got to be around at least until our 20th anniversary. So that's what, maybe a couple more seasons.
Coach, I love it. It is crazy to think, like, not now when we look back, when I was there, that was kind of the first foundational years.
Yeah.
At Culver, to think Argentina obviously was big step, which is great.
It's fun for you guys. You guys had a lot of fun. You guys had a good time.
Good old Giesler, Eddie Bishop.
Oh God.
Ben Lafon.
Quentin Haley, Daniel Patecton.
Quentin turned out as a solid senior, right?
Yeah, no, he's a solid senior, and bounced around some schools, playing rugby here and there, and he's gonna finish up his bachelor's, I think, this May, and then probably go to law school.
Yep.
So Jimmy Dorrell.
Was
it Jimmy Dorrell? Yeah. So Declan McInerney.
Yep.
So no, it was a good time. And yeah, and we did that trip again 4 years later, and then followed it back up with Spain 2 years after that. So since I've been at Culver, been to Portugal, all of Europe, Ireland twice, Argentina twice, Spain once, and then I was supposed to be in Uruguay for 3 weeks this past June with the USA men's U23 squad. And then if we had qualified and beat Canada, then we would have been in the Junior World Cup in Spain in September. So I was part of that men's coaching senior program, but obviously everything got canceled. So I missed that window, but I get to put it on my resume as being selected. So That was pretty cool. So almost there.
Coach.
So,
Coach.
Well, howdy there, ladies and gents. It is your good friend, Commercial Break Peter. Hoping you're having a hell of a night. Thanks for sticking with us, and hope you're absolutely loving the episode. If you are, I would absolutely love it if you could please leave a generous review on good old Apple Podcast, and kindly share this with someone who needs some good vibes in their life. Because every time it's shared, it warms my heart. And I love you. Anyways, enough of the shameless plug. Back to the show, ladies and gents.
mic check 1, 2, 3, 4.
Golden. Damn, Coach, I got a million. I was just like, when I was taking a piss, I was thinking about all this shit I wanted to always ask you.
You don't have to blow your wad all in this time. So you don't have to get it all out. You got plenty of time.
Yeah.
I'm not going to die for at least 10 years. So it's fine. That's the plan.
That's minimum.
Minimum 10.
Minimum 10. Max 80.
I think once I coach one of my former grads' kids, I'm done. That'll be it. I'll be over. I'm gonna be like, okay, time for Nick Flynn to take over the program. That's the plan.
Nick's been coaching with you, right?
Yeah, I've had him with us for the last 3 years with Bethel at Culver, trying to get him in the mix. His contract's up soon with the Navy, so hopefully he can get out and then come right to Culver, raise his family, and take over the program. Not that I wouldn't be part of it, I'd just be the director. In order to bring him on, I'd have to give up the head coaching role as a way to get him paid well and on staff. Yeah. So, but yeah, that'd be a great dream of mine. Handing it over to another Culver grad that I had an opportunity to help raise. Fuck yeah. So it's good stuff.
I gotta talk to Nick more, and I mean I know him, but I gotta connect with him, and I didn't know him super well because he graduated right.
Yeah, when you were a freshman.
Yeah, no, he was out the year earlier.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you're right.
The seniors when I was a freshman was Connor Casey, D-Zach.
Yeah. What a great. And then the next year we didn't have anybody. Remember?
Yeah.
Like we graduated everybody. It was just you and Michael Anthony and that class, like Rocky. And I was like, shit, we're just going to play loose and open and let these guys eat and hunt and not worry about it.
That year was fun. We fucking battled. It was definitely a big learning year. Yeah. But we went to the playoff.
Yeah, that year and they dropped all their A-side guys down to play our Division II.
Yep. Troy played that year too. McCloskey.
Yeah, and then state championship the next year, and then we lost that state championship, which was essentially the state championship that's a tough game. They had me mic'd up for that entire game.
No shit.
I'm gonna try to get the footage because they did some B-roll stuff. That big Forge Your Future at Culver Athletics. So I've been trying to get like my footage just so I can fucking laugh at myself.
Coach, I'll help put it together in like production quality.
They said there was only about 10 seconds that we could use.
I bet. Surprised you got 10.
So, and that's what they said. We were lucky to get 10 seconds. So it was good. But all right, what's next?
That was a war of a game. I remember some of those guys were, had full families.
It meant more to them to win that game than it ever would to you guys.
I don't know about that, Coach. I was pissed.
Yeah, we got over it pretty quick. Remember what I said?
We had a damn good team.
You know what I said? I told you exactly how they were going to be, exactly how they were going to score, exactly how you guys got to beat them. I'm sitting there and I'm like, nothing has occurred that I didn't tell you that was going to happen. So either commit to the plan or lose. Last year was on me. This year it's on you. So go get after it. So that one didn't hurt as much as the year before. That one hurt a lot. So
we played a savage second half. We were in it.
Yeah.
I mean, it was what, 1-score game, right?
Yeah. It was 2 points. 2 points the difference. If we had kicked and made the penalty, we would have won. So, but 8 years later, I go ahead and I win our first state championship during Colin's junior year. So that was pretty special. I won a national championship at college and a high school championship in 45 days.
Damn.
I might know something about rugby a little bit, just a little.
A thing or two.
So, a little bit.
Colin got a ring. Does he have like a ring from the state championship?
No, he didn't get rings. I mean,
rugby doesn't really do rings.
We could do rings. I could do rings. Yeah, we could do rings, but I never did it because I was like, it's our job. Do your job. It's up in the band. I mean, it's up like your state, like our semi-state run, like that stuff's up in the gym now.
Oh yes.
So I'll take a picture of it and send it to you. But like that's recognized in the gym, so that's cool.
That's great.
So, yep.
Coach, when all these guys who've graduated, get a little bit older. I mean, I always tell people when people are like, "Oh, who are you going to donate to?" I'm like, I'm giving what I got to Culver Rugby and Baylor and my daughter, and
that's it.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, no. I mean, I'd like to grow our endowment. It's kind of been stagnant for a while. So, but yeah, no, I that's the thing I've learned is kids donate. It takes 20 some years for you guys to become donors, and you guys donate based on your experiences that you have while you're here and what motivated you to help get you to the spot where you're able to donate 20 years later. And so that's the type of relationship I like to have. I always tell the guys, anything you need, just pick up the phone, but I'm not going to chase you. So there's guys, I haven't talked to Eric, and I haven't talked to a lot of guys for many years, but every once in a while they'll pick up the phone and we'll chat and catch up because, we never say goodbye. We just say, see you later. So
always, Coach.
Always see you later. Never goodbye. Oh,
you gave me that mentality too.
Yep.
Good one to have.
Good one to have.
What do we got to do to get the Culver Rugby Fund going?
It's interesting. I got an email over Christmas break from the actual alumni director wanting to sit down and talk rugby. So I have to pick that conversation up here in the next couple of weeks. So I'll have more information on that.
Hell yeah. Is he is not a former player?
No, Alan.
Okay.
Alan Lair, Coach Lair. Yeah, you know him.
Yeah.
He wants to have a conversation about rugby, so that's what we're going to do.
Always knows. Good conversation. Hell yeah.
He knows. So,
Coach, so where you grew up in Michigan City?
Yep. Michigan City, Indiana. Split between
the only Michigan City I know.
Yeah. It's on Lake Michigan. I grew up weekends and a lot of time with my dad on the boat and the lake and working on his roofs and construction crews. And then went to school out in the country where you could bring shotguns and skin your deer that you got that morning in the vocational shop on the hoist. As long as you gave the teacher a flank, you were good. It wasn't until my senior year where you had to bring your gun into the school and deposit it in the safe of the principal and then retrieve said weapon after you were done. So, I mean, it's a farming community. It's kind of like how Culver is a little bit, but you'd get credit for you'd get a 4
More meat
hour,
you bring in, the higher grade you get.
yeah that and when there was harvest season, you'd go work and you'd come to school at 11 o'clock and and eat lunch and take a nap and then go play football. I mean, that was what you did. So yeah, but yeah, it's split between a city and the country, which I think helped me a lot.
Absolutely.
A lot.
Life is just different. Like right now I'm living out, I was telling Colin, where I'm living now, not in the city. It's in Arlington, like in the woods. But we're right by the city, but we in the woods.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. My dad lived in the ghetto, got a house off his VA Vietnam loan, like a huge Victorian, and rebuilt that thing in the middle of the worst part of town. And then my mom lived in the country and had a little mini farm and did that. So
your dad built a big Victorian house?
We remodeled it.
Like in the middle of the town?
Ghetto. Yeah.
No shit. How long did you live there? That sounds honestly pretty cool. But I mean, the building sounds like it looks cool.
Yeah, I mean, it was a big Victorian, and he got it for nothing because it was pretty much nothing. And we rebuilt that thing, floor up, and radiant heating before radiant heating was cool, like in the floors and stuff. Like,
yeah.
I mean, he was a steel worker. I mean, he could fix anything. We never got new, like he'd go find some freaking 30, he wanted a cruiser one summer. And so he found a 35-foot cruiser that was pretty much, it was bad. And then we fixed it up and drove that thing around, and it was really easy to get dates. You're like, hey, my dad's got a yacht. Come on out. They don't know anything. Like, they didn't know it was a shit yacht. It was still a fucking like a yacht, 35 feet, man. So, but yeah, and then living in the farm life and, riding motorcycles and doing, farm shit.
Hell yeah. The fun shit.
Right. Dangerous.
Definitely dangerous. That's what makes it fun.
Yeah. Okay. We'll move on to the next question.
For better or for worse.
For better or for worse.
Coach, so to the house, like, so you and your dad were the ones who remodeled it?
Yeah. Yeah. So my dad taught me carpentry. The only thing I never messed with electricity or gas, because I just didn't want to get electrocuted or blown up. Everything else I could do, like everything. And that was my trade. I mean, that's, by the time I was 18, I was running 3 construction crews. So I was running a tear off, a sheeting, felt, and then a finishing crew. And I was running them, all 3 crews of freaking felons and drug addicts and making, $8,000 a week cash.
Hell yeah.
But here's the deal.
That's quite the experience.
You ever seen an old roofer?
No,
because they're all dead. So I knew I didn't want to be a roofer. I knew I didn't want to go in and follow my dad into the Steelworkers Union at Bethlehem, and I want to go to college. That's all I knew. I want to go to college. Yeah. You said the influential people, and I forgot one. And that would have been my swim coach, Kathy Nova. And you'll see on my Facebook page every year there's a picture that comes up of me and her when she was here helping coach New Prairie.
I think I've seen it.
You've seen it? Yeah. She's the most, she believed in me going to college as a swimmer when I didn't even believe in myself. And she's the reason why I chose coaching. She's the reason why I went into, she's a outside of my dad's work ethic and just taking care of his family, Kathy Nova is probably, she believed in me. She let me drive her car to a recruitment trip when I didn't have a car. Helped me get jobs of connections when I needed money to pay for swimming. So it wasn't always an easy life, but it was a loved life. So
yeah. Well, shit, coach, that's kind of like how you are for me.
Correct. Right.
Isn't that that's a great thing? Comes full circle.
Believe me, I've been full circling for the last 16 years. So they've asked me a few times to like help or coach the swim team here. And I said, absolutely no way. I said, because I only know one way to do swimming, and it would conflict. Like, no, like, these kids are doing 4,000 yards in a practice. In high school, I was doing 10 and 5 before breakfast
in the lake or something.
Right. Like I don't have any, like, you got to put time in if you want to be good. So they got some good swimmers, but I just couldn't. I would be too hardcore. I wasn't coached as a youth kindly when I started swimming at age 7. But I didn't receive kindness until I got to high school. And then Coach Nova, she helped me through. What's weird about that is when I used to come into the city to see my dad on Saturdays, and you know what Saturdays are, right? Saturdays are rugby day. So here I am, I'm 10 years old, I'm riding my bike to this park, this school, and I see these bunch of dudes playing a game that looks like football, but isn't football. So at the age of 10, I watched the future team that I would eventually end up at after college and become president of, and her husband played rugby. So like on her truck, it takes leather balls to play rugby. I was reading that when I was in freaking 9th grade. And then I was like, oh, I was 10. Oh God. So I eventually became the president of the team that her husband played for. I probably saw her at the pitch when I was 10 years old. Weird. It's just weird.
That's fucking
shit. Yeah.
So she coached you during swimming. When did you first play rugby, coach?
When I was at University of Findlay, I tore out my shoulder. And that pretty much was it for me. Like I was never going to recover from that injury. As long as I didn't swim competitively, it would be fine. But as a collegiate swimmer, it torn
all shoulders.
Yeah. And so, 4th millionth stroke of my life, and it just tore enough. But I wasn't a gifted swimmer. I was just willing to endure more pain. So like my VO2 max is at an elite level. So I got the heart and lungs of a dude that's 6'6", but I'm in a 5'9" body. So I was just willing to endure more pain. And then I went to Central Missouri State and saw this dude in a lecture that had a jacket. Said rugby on it. I'm like, yo, I want to learn how to play this. Practice on Tuesday and Thursday. My first game was Friday, and I played prop. And I spent the entire time my head touching my knees with my feet off the ground. And I was like, man, I gotta figure out this game.
That was fun.
And that was fun. And that was the fall of 92. And since the fall of 92, I've been involved with rugby pretty much. The only time I took a time off was to finish up grad school. So, and that was only a season. So
yeah.
Outside of that, it's been roughing, administrating, or coaching, or playing. So
still getting the run in occasionally.
I'll play an aggressive game of touch or scrag, so it's kind of like wrap tackle, but not like we did back in the day, which was full go.
jiu-jitsu in the mall, finger destroyment.
Yeah, I mean, I'm still teaching tricks. And what's interesting now is there's enough of those guys, of like those disciples that have gone on to go and then they teach, and they're like, where'd you get this at? Like, I got this from my high school coach.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And they're like, what, high school? Like, what do you mean? So it's been interesting to see how guys progress to the next level. So yeah, still doing the fun stuff.
I'd be showing all of the tactical moves to the Baylor team. I was like, all right, you get this bastard here, you pull right there, or you twist this and you do that, and little ankle, whatnot.
Yeah.
They move. They'll move.
They'll move. If they don't, do it again.
Yep.
And do it until you get caught.
Yep.
And then do it again.
Especially if it's a team that you're not a huge fan of.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, Coach. How's jiu-jitsu going? You still?
I mean, I'm training when I can. I'm kind of at a level where I need to train more, and so the thing that I'm looking forward to is not having Bethel on my plate for a season or 2 seasons, or
that's a lot.
Having that responsibility, I'll be able to devote more training. So the goal would be to be a black belt before I turn 51. So I got a couple years. So it's going to be focusing on achieving that goal, which would be like reaching Mount Everest.
Isn't there like 10 levels within belts? I honestly don't know.
Yeah. I mean, with jiu-jitsu, like with legit jiu-jitsu guys, like you're looking at anywhere from 6 to 10 years if you're consistent. So I moved up pretty quick, and then I was a purple belt for 8 years, I think, 7 years, 8 years, and then got my brown a year ago in June. And again, with our gym, it's hardcore. Like
you earn it.
Like you got to earn it, and it doesn't matter. They're playing taps that bring back some PTSD.
Oh yeah, it does.
You hear it?
Oh, I do. Coach, I still play taps like on my phone.
Yeah. So there you go.
Love to hear it.
So I mean, yeah. So the next, I need to devote more time to training for myself, because again, that's another form of therapy for me. So.
Yeah. Would you say rugby or jiu-jitsu is more therapeutic?
Jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
Jiu-jitsu is way more therapeutic, cathartic. And that's just based on, it's just me. It's me and someone. Yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, you're trying to control it, but it's my time. Coaching, as you know, you give so much away, and with jiu-jitsu, I get rid of the bad and take the good, and it energizes me. I'm a better coach because I do jiu-jitsu. I mean, I think I've said that before to you guys, because I get coached. Oh, yeah. That's a problem with a lot of coaches my age, is they stop getting coached and stuff, and they don't have the balls to go out and try something new.
Yep.
I mean,
because there's new like strategies and techniques that are more advanced. Always are coming out.
Yeah, I mean, you got to realize, like, I did 13 years in the pool up until I was 20, and then from 20 to 35, 34 playing, and then I came and coached you guys, and so and then I've been doing jiu-jitsu for the last 14 years. So, I mean,
I respect it, Coach.
Yeah.
I always say, like, I need to give it a shot because it would improve rugby skills, but haven't got around to it, unfortunately.
Yeah. You got to get to the right gym. Someone that wants that wants to take your strengths and make them better. So you got plenty of time, bro.
I'm hoping the tactical sports come back to play quick.
Yeah.
Starting to go insane sometimes without them.
We could, you know what? You could go to we could figure out, we could go do a trip to Vegas and do that shoot house they have where it's full contact.
What is this?
It's a full contact shoot house in Vegas. So you get sims and you can shoot sims, which is wax bullets, and then fight each other.
No shit.
Yeah, it's pretty. Yeah, it's good training. Yeah, you look it up. It's good training.
What's the name of it?
Oh, I'll send you a link, but it's a shoot house in Vegas where you can actually go fight, shoot and fight. It's
What
insane.
What a business!
I know, right?
Come here, come shoot, come fight, get it out.
Yeah, in Vegas.
I gotta mute this thing. I haven't been to Vegas in a while. I gotta get there.
Yep.
All right, Coach. I think it's
All
about
right,
time for the
thanks.
would you rathers.
Would we? We got so many questions. We'll have to pick it up another time. Would we rather? Okay.
I'm gonna fire them off to you. I'm also gonna answer them with you, and
Yeah.
some might be insane, some might be goofy,
Yeah.
but anything outside of the question up for interpretation.
Got it. Got it.
All right, Coach. Would you rather be a genius everyone thinks is an idiot, or an idiot everyone thinks is a genius?
Idiot thinks he's a genius, or idiot that I'd rather be an idiot where everybody thinks.
I would too. Yep.
Yeah.
It'd be uncomfortable to be super smart, but think you're an idiot. It wouldn't work.
Yeah.
The idiot gets farther, I feel like, definitely in that situation.
Right.
All right, Coach. Would you rather be forced to live the same day over and over again for a full year,
Okay.
or have 3 years cut off the end of your life?
Oh, 3 years cut off my life. I've actually done Groundhog's Day. The last year has been Groundhog's Day, so I'll take 3 years off the back end.
Yep. That's definitely a no-brainer.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Coach. Moving on to number 3.
3.
Would you rather be colorblind or completely lose your sense of taste?
Oh, colorblind, because I'm already colorblind and I lost my sense of taste over COVID. And let me tell you what, that sucks, bro. Like these aren't hypotheticals for me. Like this is real life scenario shit you're talking about.
That's like when you know you've got the shit, right? When you just can't.
Mm-hmm.
That's insane. I had
and smell, dude. I still can't smell certain things, and it's been over a month.
That's nuts.
I had 2 months now.
I had a good buddy, although I don't condone this, but he had COVID, and he recovered, but he still couldn't taste anything.
Right.
He literally just displayed the taste absence by just grabbing some whiskey and sending it.
Oh no.
It was impressive.
Everything tasted like stale air. So just didn't eat.
Back now though, right?
Most of the smell is back. So still get some fatigue, but whatever.
We're about to kill the shit off. All right, bro. All right, Coach. All set.
Yep.
All right, brother.
Would you rather?
Would you rather?
Is that it? Let's keep going. These are fun.
No, we got more. We got to talk.
Wait,
we got a great list. Would you rather give up coffee or soda forever?
Does 3 Red Bulls a day count as soda or caffeine?
I don't know.
I'd rather give up soda because I got to have that one coffee in the morning. You know what I'm saying? Gets everything moving.
Gotta fire up the engine. Gotta put the fuel in.
Yep.
All right, Coach.
Okay. I see that nervousness on your face. Just let it rip.
Would you rather lose all of your teeth or lose a day of your life every time you kiss someone? That's insane.
Lose my teeth.
Yeah. Sandy will get us some dentures.
Yeah, I mean, I got connections with implants, so we're good.
Yeah, hell yeah. All right, Coach. Would you?
Uh-oh.
All right.
So you get it out.
We'll
Don't skip one. I'll be disappointed if you didn't go big on this.
I don't want to disappoint, Coach.
Nope.
Would you rather find a dead body or be witness to a deadly assault?
Find a dead body.
I'm right there with you. That, I mean, because that you can help. You're like an FBI guy at that point. But seeing the shit would fuck me up.
Yeah, having seen that and experienced both, dead body.
Well, I think we just signed up for another podcast for that one.
Yeah.
All right, Coach. Next one. Would you rather have thought bubbles appear over your head for everyone to see every time you had thoughts?
Uh-huh.
Or for everyone to have access to your search history?
Have access to my search history.
Yep.
That shit is set on never do remember.
Yep.
So I'm good. Because, I realize, like, sometimes when I'm talking to people, I'm like, God, I'm just trying to figure out how many ways I could, like, maim an individual for being stupid. So no, I do not need thought bubbles over my head.
Yeah,
that would be next question. No way. That'd be bad.
No way. All right, Coach. We'll put a cap on it with this one.
Okay.
It's intriguing.
Okay.
Would you rather turn pink every time someone said hello, or get insanely angry every time someone said bless you?
Turn pink when people say hello.
Yep.
I'm gonna. Oh God, that's or get angry when someone says bless you.
Yep.
Well, I'd have to go with. Oh, there's the dog. Emma, stop. I'd have to go with getting angry when someone says bless you.
Yep. We're 100% on the same page on all of these. Usually there's one where I'm like, I think I might turn it pink. Not doing it.
Trained you well.
You did indeed, Coach. You did indeed, Coach. No doubt about that. All right, Coach. Well,
good stock.
Yeah, oh, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Coach, well, we'll put a bow on this phenomenal episode.
Okay.
Hoping all the fine folks out there had a hell of a time if you were able to tune in. Always is a blast being able to speak to the legendary Coach Knowlton. Hell of a man, and always has a hell of a story to tell.
More stories now that you're an adult.
I'm excited. I'm fired up. All right, ladies and gents. Well, just a reminder, never forget that you can never, in fact, overdose on the good vibes. And if you enjoyed this episode tonight, if you had a good time with us, share this with your mom, dad, brother, sister, neighbor, even the guy down the street, Rick, because everyone needs some good vibes in their life.
Rick needs good vibes.
He needs them.
He needs them.
And if you enjoyed listening to the legendary Coach Knowlton, he's on IG at Coach Knowlton. Beauty of an account. Incredible rugby photography, I might say. But with that, we say salute and adios, ladies and gents.